Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. It is August 23rd. It's a very large butterfly. It's about 12:30 Sunday. Overcast, not the best weather, but it's also not 115 degrees out here. So I've given the hives 3 weeks between inspections. I'm about to get into hive number 3, which has had a medium box provided with 10 frames of new foundation for about 6 to 8 weeks. They've also been provided 2 to 3, probably no more than 3 gallons of sugar water via in-hive division board feeder. So my goals were for the hives to draw out the 10 frames and for the queen to eventually start laying in there, expanding the brood nest. So if you check out hive number 2's video this week, you'll see exactly what my plan looks like because they've done that. This is hive number 3, not number 2. So let's get into this colony and see if they can match hive number 2's progress. I honestly do not remember what the top box looked like from the last inspection because, again, it's been 3 weeks to the day. So let's take a look and see if they've been doing well. And then, of course, I'll get into the bottom box where, assuming most of the brood nest is probably at. Oh, fantastic. They are not doing anything in the top box for some reason. So, and you can see that very quickly because not one frame has any wax drawn on it. So you know what I'm going to do, since I was just in hive number 3 like I was saying? I'm going to swap some stuff around and give them a little more incentive to get up in the top box and start drawing this out. So I'm going to, it's not really making a split. I do need to make sure the queen's not up here, but considering, you know, considering there's no wax up here for the queen to lay in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, yeah. So I'm going to set those aside. Probably do it like that. Do, let's see, 5. I just completely checkerboard them, really. Like so. Alright. This should be on camera, so be alright. Just need to smoke number 2 down. Pretty sure that queen's marked, but as you can see, just making sure these are the right, yeah, they're the same size. Alright, so I'm going to move 5 frames from number 2's top super that they've drawn out nicely, put it into hive number 3 here, since they haven't really done much with the top box, hoping between the wax and the stored sugar water, that'll give them enough incentive to come up into the top box and draw out the rest of the 5 frames that they haven't. And on the flip side, the 5 new frames, or bare foundation, from number 3, I'm going to put into number 2 since they don't have a problem drawing out the foundation. And even move this frame that has a small patch of brood in it, place that right in the center, and again, maybe that'll give this hive enough incentive to come up into the top box. Same thing here. That next frame had brood on it, so I didn't want to take all the hives, all hive number 2's frames that they actually have established some brood in. All right. Okay, back to number 3. I wasn't really planning on doing anything like that, but considering they showed basically no signs of working the top box, hopefully that'll give them some incentive to get up in there. We'll see. Time will tell. Should work though, in my mind. They have a pretty busy front porch as well. I was kind of anticipating seeing more bees than I've seen so far, especially on the first few frames. Just completely blank. Here's a nice frame. It's got some brood on that side, some food on that side. Let me grab my flashlight. Yeah, it looks like they're storing the sugar water down in the colony here, which is, it's a gamble when you provide them food like that. You never really know where they're going to store it at. You kind of hope they'll use it to draw out wax or make wax when they have the provided space to do so. You can see some eggs right off the bat. Yeah, there's some eggs all the way over here. So you got some capped honey, sugar water, some nectar, again, sugar water, pupated larvae, and some eggs surrounding it, but they're definitely storing more sugar water than I would like to see. But again, you know, if you provide your bees food like that, they're gonna put it where they want. They're gonna move it around as well. It's not like it stays in one cell. They'll move it where they need it. Yeah, this hive could or should have a lot more brood than it has. And I'm thinking they might actually have more brood than they currently do if they weren't storing as much sugar water. But this frame, this is a nice brood frame. Capped honey, sugar water, a whole bunch of pollen scattered, but if the camera doesn't pick up on it, those open cells, there's actually a decent amount of eggs and pupated larvae which should be capped in the next week or so. Alright, this is looking a little better. At least more capped brood on a frame. Same thing on this side. It's a brand new bee, very dusty looking. You got a whole bunch of eggs throughout the capped brood. It might look spotty on camera, but there's eggs throughout. Same on this side, even though it's typically hard to see in the darker comb. Sometimes you can really see the eggs somewhat easily. Be nice to see the queen. Oh, there she is. Speak of the girl and she'll appear. And like I said in previous videos, It's almost like they know when I'm inspecting them, because they will coincidentally be on the very last frame, almost like they know my routine, because I start from the right and work my way to the left. Alright, so they're queen right. The brood could be better, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, so just be happy that they have a queen, and just kind of keep an eye on them over the next week or so to see if they actually make any more progress with the top box. Now that I provided 5 drawn frames, some had brood, some had, well, all of them had a ton of stored sugar water or food for them from hive number 2. So I'm really curious to see how that has any effect on number 3. Hopefully it has a positive effect, really, and gets them up into the top box so they can start drawing out the rest of the frames, the other 5 frames that still have blank foundation. Alright, well, that does it for hive number 3. As you can see, found the queen on the very last frame. Decent brood throughout, however, it could be better, I believe, if they weren't storing as much sugar water down in the main brood chamber. So that's just kind of a gamble when you feed your bees. They're going to put the sugar water wherever they want, even though they had a medium box with 10 frames of brand new foundation that they could have drawn out over the last month and a half or so, 4 to 6 weeks, like hive number 2 did. Again, that's a very good video to watch, so you can see the exact plan that I had in mind actually work out. But either way, bees are going to do what they want. We're just here to kind of help them. Let's take a look at the front entrance. Pretty typical front entrance post-inspection of a decently populated hive, I'd say. There's number 2. They're still hanging out heavily on the front, but this video is about number 3. Alright, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Cole's Farm, Jacksonville, North Carolina. We do have some honey available for purchase. If anybody's in or around the Jacksonville, North Carolina area, if you hit the Book Now button on Facebook and Instagram, you can make an appointment through the Square website, and you can pay in advance. Contactless purchase if you prefer. I can set it on our front porch or put it in our mailbox, whatever works for you, just to kind of help with the social distancing thing that we all should be practicing. Okay, that does it. Another hot one here in Jacksonville, but it wouldn't be the summer if it wasn't 90 plus degrees outside with the heat index. Alright, again, that does it for this week. Tune in next week for another, or I'm sorry, I won't be here next week. Tune in about 2 weeks, because I'm spacing out the inspections now. Yeah, check back between the 1st and 2nd week of September. I should be back out here again for the fall. Alright, that does it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody.